Happy New Year.
Confetti.
I'm sorry I don't have an air horn or like one of those spray things or anything, but it's also not the new year yet while we're recording this. But welcome to Champagne Gains. I'm Coach Beckett.
And Coach Kiki is here.
We are back. Happy 2025 again. Um, we're going to talk about building habits today.
Yes, I think that's the perfect topic for the new year. New year, new me.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, you
Do you
can
have a
obviously start building new habits any time of the year, but it's, something about a fresh start in 2025. If 2024 didn't go the way you wanted to, or if you just have these big plans in your head, let's make 2025 your absolute best and let's fucking go.
let's fucking go. Let's fucking grow. Um, habit, I mean, we wanted to do this because so many people like start the new year off with the whole new year, new me mentality. And that's not the way to go about it. That's not the easiest way to elicit change. Like doing all of these things at once and like, oh, now we're gonna go to the gym for 2 hours every day and we're gonna start doing keto and we're gonna walk and we're gonna drink a gallon of water every day. Like you can probably stick to that for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then
A lot of times people just go from doing absolutely nothing to wanting to do all of the things, and that's going to be a recipe for a disaster. I was talking with a couple of people at the gym, and good thing that they're already at the gym, but they're like, "Oh, January 1st, I'm going to start 75 hard." And I'm like,
that's the
"Mm,
worst. The
uh,
worst thing
okay.
to do,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, why? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not do something sustainable,
Yeah.
please. And that me, I mean, especially if you're not doing anything right now. Like I talked to someone the other day who wasn't drinking water, and I was like, yo, if you drink like from what you're drinking right now and you start drinking even 64 ounces of water a day, I should have bet her $100 that she did that, that she would lose 5 pounds in a week. So I'm like that confident that that would drinking water, if you're not doing that, like that should be your first step.
Yeah,
1000%.
absolutely.
It makes a huge difference in not only like how you look, but how you feel. And that's the most important thing. Like think about how you want to feel.
Yeah.
Don't like so I'm reading Atomic Habits right now, and he talks about like you have to now I'm all out of order already. Um, God damn it.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
somebody
screwed up
else.
your vibe.
No, you didn't. That was the perfect way to start. Um, are you serious? I promise we're smart, you guys. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. So if you have this goal, like you have to have the system. He talks about a lot about having systems in place in order to achieve your goals. Like you have to have your systems in place, the things that you do every day that are going to ultimately get you to that goal. He talked about, I thought this was like mind-boggling for me. Because so many people expect results like that, and that's just not how life works. Like when I started my business, I didn't go from 0 to 100 clients in a day. That's just not, anyone could agree that that's not realistic, right?
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with losing weight. You're not gonna, Kiki always says, you can't Amazon Prime your body. Not 2-day delivery, baby.
Unfortunately not.
But he says, imagine having an ice cube sitting on the table in front of you and it's 25 degrees, right? That's below freezing. Slowly, the room heats up 26 degrees, 27 degrees, 28, up to 31 degrees. Still, nothing is happening. But once it hits 32 degrees, the ice cube starts melting. So complaining about not achieving success despite working hard is like complaining about an ice cube not melting when you heated it from 25 to 31 degrees. It's not until it gets above that freezing point that it's going to start melting. So that work you've done is just like stored.
Mhm.
And then he talks about this the plateau of latent potential. Like we expect progress to be linear, or at least hope it'll come quickly. But like there's going to be this valley of disappointment there while you're like doing the things. Like progress is like this, time is like this, and we expect progress to be like this. Like that's just not how it works. It's not until later that the full value of your efforts are revealed.
Yeah, I love that. It's you can't sometimes see yes, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm working so hard and I can't see anything. And it's like you just got to keep going. Like I promise you, just keep building on the habits that you're doing. Continue. Don't just because you didn't see like an immediate change in a couple days doesn't mean, oh, never mind, I'm not going to drink any more water, like, or I'm
Through
going to
it.
stop doing this and this. It's like you've got to build up that momentum, make that snowball bigger. You have to continue to put in those habits day in and day out, and
Mhm.
eventually you're going to get to where you want to be. Um,
Yes.
you can't just expect things to kind of like happen for you right off the bat.
Mhm. And your habits are either going to compound for you or against you. So you get to choose what one that's going to be. If you stop drinking water, that's going to compound against you. If you
Yeah,
stop tracking your food, that's going to compound against you. Like 1% better every day is going to make the math we had in the book. 1% better every day for a year makes you 37 times better at the end of the year. 1% worse each day for a year, you'll decline to zero by the end of the year, obviously, or worse
hmm
than zero.
hmm
So don't discredit all the little things. And you also have to like measure your progress in things that are not scale victories as well. Like think about my prep last year. How long did it take me to drop weight? Like a month,
yeah, yeah.
but
It
my
was.
waist was shrinking.
Mhm.
So there's the scale, there's pictures. There is measuring tapes. Dude, that's my favorite. Like when people don't lose weight, but they'll drop like 4 inches from their waist, like
That's one of my favorites.
how your clothes, like that impacts how your clothes fit. People's faces, like that's like one of the first things that I see happen. Their face gets slimmer. But
Mhm.
so those are like the physical things, but also you feel better and you have more energy. You can play with your kids for longer. You're not a total bitch to your family. Like your mood is better, your stress is lower, your anxiety is lower. Like taking care of yourself does so much more for you than just the physical result. And that's what, like, that's the process. Like, I wish that people understood. You're not just doing this to look a certain way. You should be doing this to feel a certain way too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's it. We want that gratification of looking good, but if we're thinking like long term wise, like no one's gonna remember, no one's gonna be at your funeral and being like, oh, well, 25 years ago, Beckham was fat, or like weighed this much, but they may be like, oh, well, remember when she went through that big journey and she had so much more energy. She was great to be around. She was fun. She just had this like life, to her instead of, feeling kind of like blah every day, you
Right.
know, having that like bad energy.
Hmm. Um, yeah, that's like my favorite thing to hear from clients. And it happens so fast too. Like
hmm
that's why I love doing calls with them and like having specific questions on my check-ins with them. Like these questions are on here for a reason. Sometimes people are like, I was wondering why you kept asking me this, and now it's clicking. Like, oh, their site, like your period, those get better. Like, there's so many little things
Yes,
that make a difference in
yes.
how you feel. Um, but I think the systems thing was also really magnanimous. Wow, what a big word back in. Magnum. I didn't take that from my notes either. For me, like having it, think of like a bikini prep. Your goal is to get on stage, right? But the systems that you have in place are the like are what the and the things you do daily are what's going to get you there. So my systems for prep, like we get up, we do cardio, we drink a bunch of water while doing cardio. That gets me closer to my water goal for the day. And then we eat, we train, like it's all at a specific time as well. Like you need these systems in place. He talked about that in there too with like calling out what you're doing and like naming it. He says people do not, it's not your lack of motivation that is the problem, it's your lack of clarity. So you can say, I want to eat healthier, I want to go to the gym. Okay, cool. What are you going to do there? What does eating
Yeah.
healthy mean to you? Like I posted on my Instagram story yesterday. I eat pretty healthy, doesn't know how to read a nutrition label. Like you don't know what that means. It has to be like, I'm going to eat 100 grams of protein every single day. That is a good goal, like a SMART goal. What is it? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. That's
Mhm.
what you have to like write out for yourself. And writing it down goes a long way. His implementation intention was, for example, I am going to do 15 minutes of walking on the treadmill. So the action that you're doing at 5 p.m., the time at Crunch Fitness, the place. And like just writing that down makes you like, there wasn't a percentage, but like more likely to do that.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's like, because you could be like, oh, I want to do cardio. And it's like, okay, like when are you gonna do that? Like, and what are you gonna do? Like, because some people are like just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do cardio. And it's like, well, why don't you, like you said, like be specific, and because like it's going to make it easier for you to be there for like, okay, this is exactly what I'm doing. Instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the gym. And it's like, okay, you're gonna go in there and you literally have no plan in place. That's why like most like all of my clients or all of our clients, it's like, all right, they have like a purpose when they're going into the gym. They know exactly what to do for their warm up. They know what exercises they're going to be doing. They know what to do for their cool down. They know what to do for their cardio. And it's just like that's what you're doing instead of just being like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna do this. Or like you said, I kind of eat healthy. It's like, but do you like you could eat healthy and it still not be aligned with like your goals and your body and what you need to be doing.
Yes. Well, when I read that part about the motivation versus clarity, I was like, that makes so much sense because when I don't want to go to the gym, what I do, and this, like, I realized after I was reading this is what I'm doing. I will go because I put my workouts in Trainerize for myself.
Mhm.
I will go look at my workout for the day, be like, that's what I'm doing when I get to the gym.
Yeah.
And it helps so much. It's just like, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to go. I don't have motivation to go, but I know what I'm doing when I get there. And that makes it so much easier for me.
Yeah, and it's like on your to-do list, so you're gonna check it off.
Yeah, dude, that's another thing. That's not even in the book, but like making a list and getting to check it off or cross it off, that's like, who doesn't like that?
That's
Who
yeah, the
doesn't like
best feeling.
a client last night, she like got a whiteboard calendar that she's gonna write everything she like make a checklist for every day. Like I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I anything that you can do to, like any of those little tools that'll help you. Like I have so many different lists on my phone of like, this is what you're doing and like this is what I'm doing like on Monday, or like setting those appointments of, all right, this is what I'm training here, here, and here based on my schedule. And it just kind of like helps lay everything out for you instead of you like waking up and being like, what am I supposed to do today?
Right, right. Um, on the eating healthy part, someone just walked into my apartment building with a box of donuts. But as far as that, like something he said in here as well was like calling out your behavior. So hearing, like literally like speaking it. hearing your bad habits spoken aloud makes the consequences seem more real. Like, so literally saying out loud, this is directly from the book. I'm not plagiarizing. I'm not, please don't come at us. This is from Atomic Habits by James Clear. Um, so like if you grab a cookie and you're about to binge eat a bunch of cookies, grab it and say, I'm about to eat this cookie, but I don't need it. Eating it will cause me to gain weight and hurt my health. Imagine you say that and then you just like, are you gonna eat it after that? After you spoke that out loud,
No.
there's
Like
less of a chance you're going to.
tell everyone your goals.
Oh God, huge, huge. It's telling like that. And another thing was there's three layers of behavior change. So the outer, it's the circle. So the outer layer is outcome, the inner layer, the middle layer is process, and the very middle is identity. So most people like think of outcomes first, but you have to start at the center and come out. So you have to reframe your identity. So he was talking about people like who wanted to quit smoking. And if two people are asked and one of them's like, no, thanks, I'm trying to quit, that's the outcome, right? The other one is asked, no thanks, I'm not, and they say, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. That's the identity. So
Mhm.
if someone asks you if you want a cookie, be like, no thanks, I'm a bikini competitor. Like you have basically it's manifesting.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's like kind of like, yo, if you're trying to be a pro or do well, like you have to act like it before you get there. You know,
Yes.
you need to be mentally able to like say that you're like identify as X, Y, or Z. If your habits don't align with that identity, then there's definitely like some things that are off with your balance.
Mhm. Yeah, you have to like make yourself believe that that is your identity. Please don't like put it in your Instagram bio like future IFBB pro.
Yeah,
Write that shit on a piece of
like
paper.
there are definitely levels to that. But yeah, like put it on your bathroom mirror or something.
That's what I did last year. I had a note, multiple of them around my house that said, I am worthy, I am ready for this, I am going to get my pro card. And then I did it. I like read it every day, multiple times a day. So,
Yeah.
man, there is something to be said about manifesting. It didn't work for the 2021 Nashville Fit Show. I wrote down I was going to win the overall, but that didn't happen. So, give and take with that a little bit, be realistic. But yeah, own it as your identity of what you want to do and who you want to become. And also, people don't change until their current state of pain exceeds the pain that it would take them to actually change. So if you're just like comfortable, you're not going to change.
Yeah.
It has to be so bad that you actually want to do the hard things because it is hard. Like I'm I'm not saying this shit is easy. It's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like you know what to do, but you just don't have that habit yet. So 10 out of 10 would recommend reading Atomic Habits. Like I'm 4 chapters in and it's been like amazing for both for me and from a coaching perspective to help people with things. But
I read that book like I think in grad school.
so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's one that you can like read again too,
Mhm.
or like take, or even just like read a chapter from it after you've read
Yeah.
the whole thing, you
Yeah.
know.
He went to
Like,
Denison.
really?
Hmm.
Damn,
I know.
they do have some smart people that went to
Very
Denver.
cool. Pretty cool. But
Yeah, like for the new year, it's just like, yes, you need to have these habits, you know, to get you to your goals. Some important things is like not doing all of the habits all at once. You know, you want to habit stack. And I don't want to say slowly get into them, but like don't try to overhaul your entire life from day one where you're going to be burnt out by the, third week of January.
mhm, be realistic with what works for you, but also don't be a pussy. Don't be a weak ass bitch.
Yeah,
Like
there's definitely like a line where it's like you've given
you're
yourself
making
some
excuses.
grace to get you to where you are right now that you need to change that like
Mhm.
it's you kind of have to put in the work and not be a
There's a
wab.
certain there is a certain point that you just have to do the things.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, and you're gonna have moments that you slip up, and that's okay because like progress over perfection always. Don't try to be perfect. It doesn't exist. Um, shit, I had something on the tip of my tongue. Oh, same with like with building slowly. If working out 5 times, don't try to work out 5 times a week to start. Like maybe
Yeah.
two. I just did that with a client. Like, what is realistic for you? What are you doing now? I'm like, okay, let's add two this week. The next week, she came back and she's like, I'm ready to do three. I'm like, perfect. Like, this is great. If once you get going, like that's another great book, The Compound Effect. Like, let it snowball. Let it snowball. And obviously, coaching plug, it's a new year. Everybody wants change this year. You can reach out to us and we will give you a exact plan of what you need to do. And we are there like every step of the way for guidance. Both
Yeah.
me and
That's
myself.
and that's like it's scary doing it on your own. Like please just invest in yourself, get a coach that can help guide you through this process to help you make sure you're not going in too deep too quickly. You're not going to feel burnt out. This is something that's going to be sustainable for you. You're going to enjoy the process. You're going to learn about, training, nutrition. You're going to learn about yourself, and you're going to be able to get, get you to where you want to be faster if you have a GPS, aka the coach, helping guide you there.
Yes, exactly. We don't give people plans that they're not going to be able to do. Like we work so closely with our clients. And it's not something that it is an investment, 1000%. We know like we're not cheap because we know what we're doing. Like don't pay for a cheap ass coach that you're not going to get attention from. It is an investment, but it's worth it. Like think about how much you've already spent on trying to get the body you want. Like what is your goal worth to you?
Mhm.
Would you pay 10 grand to have the body you wanted? Probably. Like, how much are you gonna, not that it's gonna be 10 grand. Sorry, that was a very outrageous number.
I would pay $10,000 to go to the Olympia.
But I mean, there's I just hate this excuse. Like there's so many things that you can, if you really want it. So I don't really hate the excuse. If you really want it, you will find a way to make it work.
Yeah,
So keep that in
absolutely.
mind. If you have any questions for us about our coaching, you can find me on Instagram at Beckon_IFBB Pro.
You can find me at Kickers Laugh IFBB Pro.
Give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know how your new year is going, what your new year's plans are, and if you have any topics you would like us to discuss this year.
Yeah, give us all the topic ideas, what you want to see from Champagne Gains, and we'll make these episodes.
Bust them out for you. We're
Yeah.
happy to do it. New Year's cheers.
New Year's, cheers.
Here's to
Let's
2025. Let's crush it. Kiki's
yes.
going to the Olympia. Beckon's getting top five at a pro show.
Yeah, you're gonna do your actual pro debut.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm excited. All
Yeah.
right. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.